So Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz. I'm hyped about it, and the Republicans are pissed. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I know it has been a very long time since you have seen me. Life has been lifing. I promise to be much more consistent going forward. But let's get into it. Kamala ended up choosing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her vice presidential candidate, running mate. And I'm so happy. Like it's almost as if these Democrats want to win. Like it's crazy how that works. Like they're actively making choices to win. Is that what we're doing now, Democrats? And I'm here for it. I mean, you guys almost made me want to change my status from independent to Democrat, but not too fast and not too far. Let's be clear. So, who is Tim Walz? He was born in rural Minnesota. He enlisted into the National Guard at the age of 17. He was also a 6-term congressman. As I already stated, he was the former governor, currently the governor of Minnesota. I think Walz was like the perfect choice, especially compared to all the other choices. We all know that the choices were between Andy Beshear, Josh Shapiro, Mark Kelly. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think Tim Walz was a person that was even thought of until he started killing these interviews.
What should they take from the Minnesota story?
Yeah, the Midwest is the key. And look, I represented, Joe was talking about Steve King. My district bordered Steve King's, and on the other side was Michelle Bachmann. What I know is that people like J.D. Vance know nothing about small-town America. My town had 400 people in it, 24 kids in my graduating class, 12 were cousins, and he gets it all wrong. It's not about hate. It's not about collapsing in. The golden rule there is mind your own damn business. Their policies are what destroyed rural America. They've divided us. They're in our exam rooms. They're telling us what books to read. And I think what Kamala Harris knows is bringing people together around the shared values, strong public schools, strong labor unions that create the middle class, health care that's affordable and accessible. Those are the things. You look what they're talking about, they went right to division. They did not give us a plan on health care. Donald Trump talked about infrastructure. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris built bridges, built roads. So I think this is going back to the bread and butter, getting away from this division. We do not like what has happened where we can't even go to Thanksgiving dinner with our uncle because you end up in some weird fight that is unnecessary. and I think bringing back people together, well, it's true. These guys are just weird. And it's, you know, they're running for He-Man Women Haters Club or something. That's what they go at. That's not what people are interested in. And there is angst because robber barons like J.D. Vance and Donald Trump gutted the Midwest, told us we didn't do that. They talk about private schools. Where in the heck are you going to find a private school in a town of 400? Those are public schools. Those are great teachers that are out there making a difference and gave us an opportunity to succeed. That angst that J.D. Vance talks about in Hillbilly Elegy, none of my hillbilly cousins went to Yale, and none of them went on to be venture capitalists or whatever. It's not who people really are. So I think that message doesn't resonate. You saw it yesterday. The energy out here exploded. We all broke fundraising records, but that's not what I look at. Door knocks are full. Phone banks are full. People are talking about what's possible. We are finally on offense about an America where we're all together. So good. Have Orban down to Florida. The vice president will come out here and stand in a Planned Parenthood. She stands in a Planned Parenthood clinic in St. Paul. That's what people want to see.
All right. Send that man on the road. I hope you're planning to spend some time in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania over the next several months. Thank you so much, Democratic Governor.
I am in Chicago.
And Chicago, of course.
Chicago. JB's picking up the tab, so I'm there. I'm there to his party.
His messaging was so effective when it came to stumping for Kamala Harris that's what literally made him jump from a person that wasn't even thought of to a person that is now the actual pick. I know there was a lot of like hazarai around like why wouldn't they pick Josh Shapiro or Andy Beshear? At the very least, I believe that this pick should have been a do no harm. But at the end of the day, I feel like Democrats were always on the offense and we're always on the defense and we really need to start playing offense at the end of the day. And I feel like that's the right way to say it. Sports players, let me know. People that know sports, let me know if I said that correctly. There is a narrative out there when it comes to Shapiro, especially the narrative coming from the right, that the reason that they would not pick Josh Shapiro and the reason that they did not pick Josh Shapiro is because of this rampant anti-Semitism that is on the left. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. Josh Shapiro has a lot of main character energy, and I feel like he has next within the Democratic Party, especially after Kamala does her first 2 terms as president. See how I did that there? When it comes to Josh Shapiro also as well, I feel like he could end up being something of an Obama in terms of we are just happy to have him there, but really not push any type of policies or any type of needs and wants that the everyday voter needs. And I think Shapiro talks a lot of good game, and I was not excited about Shapiro whatsoever. So going with Tim Walz was just chef's kiss. You can see how the right doesn't even know how to attack this man. It is just extremely comical when you look at it. Like it's extremely comical because they keep trying to call him this radical progressive. But then when you actually get him, when you actually see him, and then when you actually, listen to him in interviews, and he goes on to say, yeah, if it's weird that I want to give kids, free lunch, if it's weird that I want people to be able to go to school for free and not have to worry about mounting debt, then yeah, I'm a flaming progressive if that's what you want to call me. And I think that messaging is so important. Kamala's campaign has not made a mistake yet, has not had a misstep. Obviously, we know there will be a time where there is a misstep, and we have to make sure that we stay as positive and support her in every way that we can, because we have to keep Donald Trump and Project 2025 away from the White House. Guys, I'm just gagged that the Democrats are doing so well. Like, I'm just completely gagged. When have you ever seen a Joe Manchin and a AOC agree, a Nancy Pelosi and a Bernie Sanders agreeing about a VP pick? I was not hopeful. As you can see my previous videos, I was not hopeful about the Democratic Party. I was not hopeful with Joe Biden, especially all of the funding that he was giving to Israel to further that G word. And now I feel like with Kamala, and it's interesting how they, in my opinion, how they did this, because I know it wasn't intentional. But that's why you really have to sit back and let shit go. Like, you have to sit back and let things play out, and they will always work out in your favor. The way that they kept Kamala in the background throughout these last, 3 and some change years with her as a VP. Oh, where is she? She's the most unpopular. All of these great things. She's not great. She's not smart. Like all of the dumb things that they say about her. And now they didn't recognize, especially that the Biden administration, by keeping her so far out of the mainstream and basically like keeping her quiet so we can continue to look at Biden as the leader. You have, in essence, they created such a space that she is able to separate herself from certain policies of the Biden administration that wouldn't fare well in a Harris administration. So you can even see it on the right. You see the right will say things like, oh, where is she? Oh, yeah, we would love to run against Kamala. She's horrible. She's not smart. She's in the background. Like, the Democrats don't even trust her. But then now when they want to talk about her policies or the policies of the Biden-Harris administration, now it's all her. But a couple minutes ago, you guys were saying that she's nothing. She did nothing in the Biden administration. Look at the border, all of that great stuff. The right is flailing, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm actually excited to vote this go around. Last time I was excited was 2008, obviously. And this go around, I'm extremely excited. And Kamala is she's showing up and showing out, and I'm here for it. Yeah, she's showing up, and I'm here for it. I'm extremely happy, and just how she's killing all the fundraisers and things like that, like the fundraising records. It's great to see, and it's great to see how much people are energized and ready to win. One last thing I would like to say, though. And this is to the people that look like me. This is to people that are, to women out there. The attacks that are being levied against Kamala about her not being smart, about her being a DEI hire, those type of things, we should allow that to roll off her back. Because at the end of the day, if you're a woman, a person of color, a person that is differently abled, a person that's part of the LGBTQIA community, we all know that we have to work twice as hard to get half as far compared to our white male counterparts. So when we hear, everything, she slept her way to the top or she was given everything, we know that's not true. They don't even believe that. Anytime that you see a Black person or any person from a marginalized group, if you see them in a position that is of authority or, of high success, they're probably overqualified for that. If you're Black and you're a senator, you probably should be president. So I want to leave you with that so you guys can be able to focus on the joy and the positivity of how this Black and Indian American woman is being lifted up in the way that she is. I mean, one of my favorite, I really am not that big of a fan of libertarians. There are certain aspects of libertarianism that I can jive with, but as a whole, they sometimes I go a little far. But Jesse Ventura, independent governor, former wrestler, he always endorses third parties. This is the first time that he has endorsed anyone from the duopoly, and he has chosen to endorse Kamala and Tim Walz.
Friend of mine, but I'll tell you where I stand right now. I'm going to be selfish. A few years ago, I got the opportunity to see the United States elect its first Black president. I didn't think that could ever happen, and they even re-elected him. Well, now I'm going to be selfish again. I've only got a few elections to go. I'm 73 years old now, so the window's closing. I want to be alive to see the first woman president of the United States of America and the first woman commander-in-chief, and we've got her right now.
All right, guys. If you like this quick little video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Again, I'm so sorry for being gone for so long. The goal is to make at least 2 videos a week so I can continue to, put my thoughts out there and interact with you guys and all that great jazz. All right, guys. So have a great one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.